What's up, everybody? This is Guy, and welcome to the Journey to Entrepreneurship. So, today we're gonna get into the hero's two journeys. Alright, guys, I know that my hair is messy right now, but I haven't showered. But I'm still going to make this video because nothing can stop me, guys. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm still going to make this video. I can't shower because after showering I have to go on a trip. So before showering I have to make this video. This is my only option. Alright. So I wanted to tell you guys, I want to share you guys about the hero's two journeys that I have been reading. So the hero's two journeys is like in every story that you have ever heard of, and in every good story, all right, in every good story that you have ever heard of or you have ever watched, in every movie at all, you're gonna see that the hero actually goes on two journeys. What? Two journeys? You actually only see the one journey, right? Because the second journey is actually the invisible journey. So I'm gonna explain that right now, and you can use this concept to sell anything that you want. How can you use that? Well, actually, when you're going to sell something, the best way to sell something is to tell stories, right? You're not just going to give them the facts and the benefits. Like you can't just tell them, oh, buy my thing, buy my product, and you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that, and such, right? You can't just give them the features and the benefits. The best way to sell is to tell stories, and that is why because stories actually change the beliefs. Story change the belief patterns of the customers. So you have to change the false beliefs that your customers have, so that they will trust in you and they will actually buy your product or your services. All right. So when you're telling your stories, you have to know this concept. This concept is the key to tell your stories. Now let's go back to the topic. In every story, there are two journeys. Alright, so the first journey is the journey of achievement. I'm reading it right now, and it's pretty awesome, guys. The journey of achievement. This is my second time reading it. So the first journey is the journey of achievement. And in every story, you're going to see that the journey of achievement is told in the first half of the story. In every film that you watch, you know that the hero is going to achieve something, to win something, or to escape from something, and that is the achievement that the hero is going for, and that is called the journey of achievement. And that achievement is the reason, that goal is the reason for the hero to set out of his comfort zone in the first place, right? So that is the journey of achievement. And while the hero is going for that goal, going for the end desire, that journey of achievement, while the hero is on the journey, the audience that we are the audience, we are the audience, and the audience is going to root for the hero to achieve that, right? We are going to be like, oh, go for it, hero, go for it, hero, go, 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 right? We are going to root for the hero to achieve that, because we are going to be because we want to see the hero and the happy ending, right? So that's why. But unfortunately, that is not all that we see. That is not actually what we want, because what we want is actually the second journey, not the first journey. And the second journey is the journey that matters the most. The first journey is the journey of achievement, but the second journey matters more than the journey of achievement. Wow, isn't that cool? Now, what is the second journey? The second journey is the journey of transformation. Now, in most good story, like pretty good movies and films, you're gonna see that the hero doesn't actually achieve the journey of achievement. The hero sets out and he goes out and he tries to achieve that end desire. He tries to achieve that goal, but in the end, he doesn't succeed. But still, we love it. Why? Because he achieves the second journey. He goes on a second journey and he achieves it. And that journey is the journey of transformation. Now, what is the journey of transformation? Now, do you notice that in the first 10% of the movie, or in 10% of every story, every good story, you're going to see that they are only for bonding, they're only for the connection with the audience. The connection is built between the hero and the audience in the first 10% of every good story. Now, every 10%, in every good story, the first 10% is only going to be about a character and only going to be about the beliefs that the character have and that character's identity. So we only see about a character in the first 10% of the movie. Nothing serious is going to happen, right? We just see what the character believes and what the character believes in and what he does and his behaviors and such, right? What his beliefs are and his identity. So that is what we see. And identity is very important for every hero, right? And what I'm talking about hero, what I'm saying hero, I don't mean the hero is someone who just flies around the city and saves every single one while wearing underwear from outside. No, I'm not talking about Superman or such. I like Superman. Don't judge me, right? I like Superman. So I'm not talking about that kind of hero. I'm talking about the character in every movie. In your movie, in your story, you are the hero, right? So when you're telling your story to your customers, your origin story, to try to sell something, then you are the hero of your story, right? So in every story, the first 10% of your story has to be about you, the character, something that you believe in and your identity. You have to make sure that you include that so that the audience will actually care about you, right? If the audience doesn't know anything about you, they're not going to care about you, right? You have to make sure that you are telling them something about you. So the first 10% is about the character, and the rest of the story, it's going to be the real journey, right? So along the journey, the story is being told, we tell the story like the hero is going to achieve that something, and that is the journey of achievement. But the journey of transformation, the second journey, is what matters the most. And the second journey is like while the hero is going to achieve that first journey, along the way, the hero is going to change his belief patterns, and the hero is going to learn something new and something really, really controversial, that he just changes his identity and his belief patterns. And he becomes something else. He becomes something better. He becomes someone better. And that is the journey that we actually care about. The audience actually cares about, right? Because it is the death of the old belief system of the heroes and the rebirth of the new belief system. And that is what we actually want to see, right? So in some stories, like an example that Russell actually gives in the book, and Russell actually talks about every single time he tells this story, is have you ever seen the movie Cars, the animated movie Cars? It's pretty awesome, right? I like that. So Lightning McQueen, which is the main character of Cars movie, and Lightning McQueen had the goal at the first half of the movie. He had a goal to achieve that piston cup, which means that if he achieves that cup, he's going to be the fastest car, right? So he wants to achieve that piston cup, and that is his journey of achievement. And along the story, until to the end, he's working so hard and he's striving to achieve that, right? The whole movie is centered around him trying to get the piston cup. So that is his journey of achievement, and he goes to California to compete and to get that piston cup. And along the way to California, he stumbles upon some obstacles, some difficulties, and that is what the movie is all about, right? Because one, the hero doesn't have any difficulties or any obstacles on the way. If it is too easy for the hero to achieve that something that he really wants, then why should we care about that, right? It is not going to be a good movie, because those conflicts will evoke the emotions in the audience, right? Conflicts evoke emotions. Conflicts create emotions. And so we have to include some conflicts. And in the movie Cars, now, the Lightning McQueen stumbled upon some conflicts. Like, he was going to California, and along the way, he fell off the track, and then he was stuck in a village. Right? He couldn't get to California. He was stuck in a village, and the movie was about that. And he was stuck in a village, but he went through lots and lots of obstacles, and he struggled through that, and then he eventually get to California. So he got to the big race, the final race, and then in the last scene, he was racing and he was about to achieve all of his desires. He was about to achieve that end desire that he really wants. He was about to win the competition. He was going really, really, really fast, and he was the first. And he was about to cross the finish line, he looked at the scoreboard and he saw that the another car that he was racing against just was going through a huge wreck, right? That car wrecked it, right? Is that a word? That car gets into a huge wreck. That is the car, right? So that car was going through the huge wreck, and he saw that. He saw that on a scoreboard, and he was still going really fast, and he was about to cross the finish line, and he was the first, right? He was the first, so his win is guaranteed, right? He could win that easily if he just goes through the finish line, but he just he just chose to slam on his brakes, and he just stopped, and then he just stops just inches away from the finish line, and the second car just passed him and crossed the finish line and became the first, and he still hasn't crossed the finish line, and he slowly backs up and drives over to that car which wrecked, and then he pushes that car across the finish line, and that car was really, really surprised. He was shocked, and he said, "You just gave up the piston cup." And Lightning McQueen, the main character, responded, "A grumpy old racing car once told me something. It's just an empty cup." Now, everybody in the audience was surprised and shocked, and and then they saw the transformation, and they were like, "This is so cool." They were like that, guys. Okay, I'm trying to clap, but this is only one hand. I'm holding my phone with another hand, so I can't clap. So, anyways, throughout that journey, even though he was trying to achieve that piston cup, he didn't succeed, right? He didn't get the piston cup, so his journey of achievement was not successful. But that movie is pretty good. That story is pretty good because he achieved the journey of transformation. He has been transformed. Even though he did everything possible to achieve his greatest desires, his end goal, which was to achieve the piston cup, at the last minute, he gave everything up just to get the journey of transformation, right? He showed everyone that he has transformed, and he doesn't actually care about the cup anymore. He has transformed into someone better. He has become someone better, he has become more kind and such, right? So he drove back to the car that wrecked, and he pushed that car and he helped that car across the finish line. Isn't that cool? So we see his transformation. We see his transformation, and that is the transformation that we love to see in every story, right? If your story doesn't have any transformation, it might not be as captivating as the story that actually has this journey of transformation, right? So when you're telling your story, in every great story, remember that you have to talk about the two journeys, right? The first journey is the journey of achievement, and the second journey is the journey of transformation. And when you're telling your story, the journey of achievement is the journey that you actually have to talk about. But the journey of transformation is the invisible journey, because you don't actually see that Lightning McQueen has changed, right? So in the Cars movie, you don't see that the Lightning McQueen has changed. He was still chasing for the piston cup, right? He was still racing it. And then at the last minute only, you see that he has changed and he has gone through the journey of transformation. And that is the surprise that everybody loves. And that is the story that can captivate every single one. So yeah, tell the story, and you can actually you can use that concept to tell every story that you're going to tell, to sell anything at all. All right, any service, any product, use stories. All right, guys. So that's all for today, guys. And I'm going on a trip tomorrow, and if you want to come along with me, then follow my Instagram. Yeah, that's all for today, guys. See you later.